my name is Gersten. I'm from New Jersey, unfortunately.
I'm Makayla. I'm from Georgia. I do use Twitter quite frequently on a daily basis. I don't use it specifically for politics, but you can't really escape politics on Twitter, so I do see some of the tweets.
I treat politicians on Twitter like going to the zoo. You look at them, you don't interact with them. You just kind of let them exist in their natural habitat.
I'm going to have you guys look at some tweets from people who are currently running for the midterms in 2022.
So this is a quote tweet. The original tweet says, multiple people involved in the Jan 6 attack work for the opponent's campaign. The quote tweet says, I promise to be 100% sedition-free if I'm elected. There are already too many members of the U.S. Senate who are sedition curious. I think this is definitely a tweet that the youth would have ate up. I think it's enough of a call out, but they're also using like kind of like a youthful tone.
Are we hip with the kids?
Yeah, the sedition curious, like that's definitely curated language. Okay, opponent will bring back more extremism to Washington. I'll bring balance. Balance? Are we balancing the extremism with
more extremism?
I'll bring balance. I feel like this is a
milk toast.
This is a standard politician tweet. Like,
my opponent is bad for government. I am good.
Yeah, it's not giving much.
Do you appreciate the dash? I always like.
You like a dash? Different punctuation?
Yeah, I got to spice up your punctuation.
I would have loved to see an M dash. Maybe if you brought that out, I'd vote for you. I'd scroll. I don't care.
It's a very standard. Yeah, no, my opponent will do X, Y, and Z. I won't. My first job out of college is working with homeless youth in the city, and I have decades of on-the-ground experience as a social worker. I know just how complex our housing crisis is. Dash, and I have the understanding and vision to bring real solutions to our states.
You see what that is?
Instant vote.
M dash.
There we go.
They've got it. Let's just be like a terrible person.
Yeah, it's always a bit suspicious when people I have the solution to our state issue, and it's like,
yeah.
Could you flesh it out a tiny bit more?
I guess they only have a couple of characters.
That is true. It's 150.
I feel like what politicians need to understand about Twitter and their campaigns is going back to like the effectiveness of using it. Nobody cares if you're doing what Justin was talking about before, saying, my opponent's gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, or like, I think homelessness is bad. We don't care about that. The way you can really engage a platform, like Twitter, is used to call people out. It's a call-out site. You should be generating eyes and engagement, and you can do that by like doing things that historically politicians haven't done and haven't been willing to like really express the issues with their opponent. Like everything's so like buttoned up, and you don't want to be controversial. But that's the only way you're gonna get success on Twitter. Nobody cares about like this sort of thing.
Opponent makes it official. She is against closing gaps in the border wall. Opponent, I challenge you to look at every single parent that's lost a child to fentanyl directly in the eye and repeat this. Shameful.
What are you talking about fentanyl? Wait.
It is just buzzwords at this point.
I imagine the bots were going crazy on this tweet, like in the reply section. I would be curious to know how the opponent responded to this tweet, because like this person's obviously using such an emotional appeal, and you can choose to respond to that and engage to this kind of like, I feel misdirection, or you could like let it be. I love a one-word sentence. Shameful. Damn. You got me personally. Local bookstores are so important to maintaining the health and culture of a community. Thanks for hosting me tonight at Bookstore. Yeah, I don't really see any issues with this tweet. I think you can break down politicians' Twitters into like a couple different categories, and one of those categories would be like slice of life. Like when Michelle Wu is like on the tea and she's tweeting about it, this is giving similar vibes to me.
This is like kind of in the vein of like, oh yeah, I'd go out for drinks with this person, or like I'd go to a bookstore with this person. Just like being more of a less of an ivory tower kind of politician. At
the end of the day, as a politician, as a public figure in general, there are always going to be people who think everything you're doing is an act, and it really is. Everything we do is a performance. But I think that doing these sorts of tweets overall are probably better for the campaign than not doing them.
Yeah.
Political party can talk about the things people actually care about, like gas and grocery prices, or what they're doing to your kids in the schools. Okay. Instead, they resort to absurd personal attacks, hoping to deceive as many voters as possible. The good news is, it's not working. Anybody could have tweeted this. I know what party tweeted this, but anybody could have tweeted it.
I feel like the whole think of the kids in the school, like especially nowadays, like it's
cheap.
It's a very cheap. Oh no, won't somebody think of the kids? And like that's been used decades and decades.
Well, like upon first reading it, I'm thinking like this is from the perspective of somebody who's like, you know, talking about like CRT in school and whatnot. But I could also see it like them talking about the violence in schools. And I don't know. What I'm saying is now I'm thinking this could go either way for me. This tweet, I don't know.
Because
They're talking about stuff that's so general, gas and grocery prices. Who's not talking about that?
Oh, sorry to bother you. Can I count on your vote to save our democracy?
Okay, I feel like that was Mara Healy. I wonder whose house this is.
Reminds me of like the Bernie Sanders tweets. Like,
I think it's funny that they went with spelled that way. It's funny. Donut, you want to send the first woman from this district to Congress. It's cute. I feel like depending on who this person is, like, they could have a lot of people being like in the comments like, Mom, you know, like cute. And then there could be some people who are like, this is stupid. But they're not hurting anyone.
Yeah, it's fun, it's frivolous, it's honestly, who doesn't like donuts?
I hope they're winking in the photo, you know, just like.
Donuts are cute.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like how like my mom uses Facebook.
Yeah.
Now, like if you told me AOC tweeted this, I'd be like, what's going on? What's going on?
It's worth noting the candidates in Party rally is being held in this high school gym. The candidates in Party B rally was held in an open field with people in the state as far as the eye can see. This will be in November to remember.
I like the capitalization of remember.
Do you remember
the 21st night of November?
Your rally was held in a high school gym. Our rally was held in an open field. We are not the same.
It's worth noting. Is it?
Open field is kind of like usually it conjures to mind like the whole on a stage and like everyone's kind of like coming out to see a politician. Well, high school gym is more of the the local politicians coming to talk. Yeah, I'm gonna shake hands, stuff like that.
They're clearly trying to frame the second party mentioned as like the people party. You know, like we have so many people. Also, with it being an open field, I don't know if they're trying to like give you an idea of what kind of people would be attending these rallies. Like it's like very American, but I think a high school gym also feels very American.
This is kind of the tweet that would be best served with another picture.
Someone with 10 houses just wouldn't understand how inflation impacts families. Taking on corporate greed, plus standing up to China, plus manufacturing more in America, plus making our own tax system fairer are how we lower costs for working people. I feel like this tweet is displaying more of what I want to see in a tweet from a politician. Like if you're going to be talking about your platform, they're specifically talking about the things that they deem necessary to solve the inflation issue.
They could have done the L plus ratio.
I wonder who has 10 houses though.
That is true. That's a lot of houses.
Some long time like senator or something. I don't know.
Essentially.
There are very few tweets, like individual tweets, that are really going to grab my attention from politicians. I follow politicians who I am in support of and some who I don't support to see what they're talking about, but especially during election season, it's all just straight up campaign stuff, so I'm more likely to check out. I think shaking it up with some of the more fun tweets or maybe something that's in a format that feels a little different from traditional politics Twitter those are the things you want to do to really grab attention.
I'm a big fan of the donut pun. It's growing on me. I feel like if more politicians did that, Twitter would be a lot less of a cesspool. Honestly, it'd be really sick if politicians just started having threads on like, here's what my opponent did thread,
Yeah.
And it's just like in-depth analysis plus sources. It's not. It feels like a lot of Twitter attacks are usually just like people essentially like, shooting cannonballs at each other and then like just misses. But if you can like get right up there and you're like, here's exactly what I'm talking about. Here's what you were doing. Here's the receipt. Like that makes it a lot more powerful than just like lobbing things at your opponent. That because everyone seems to like talk past each other.
Is Pennsylvania on here?
Yes, Pennsylvania is on here.
Pennsylvania, I feel like I know which tweets were the Pennsylvania tweets. Wisconsin?
Some Midwestern felt like.
Yes.
Or maybe I'm just being judgmental about the background.
The open fields one was given Midwest.
Yes.
Is California on here?
California is not on here.
Texas.
Nope.
Okay, yeah, those are
Indiana?
Nope. Okay.
Arizona. Alright.
State one.
This is Pennsylvania. I feel this has to be Pennsylvania. And I feel like that's Dr. Oz. I think this is Dr. Oz.
I will bring balance to the force.
But that's just what I'm going for. The Sedition Curious, that's, yeah. It's just Sedition Curious. I don't think anybody from, what are the other two states?
Arizona
and
Michigan.
Michigan? Maybe Michigan. It could be Michigan. Arizona, folks, that's not them. This is giving Arizona.
What's the...
Oh, border wall. So
Arizona. I can see that.
And this is giving Michigan.
Local bookstore. I feel like that's a representative.
This could get governor.
That could be governor. Well, to our states.
Yeah.
Because representatives don't work for the states.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll say Senate, governor, rep.
Senate governor rep seems the correct option.
Okay, we're gonna be so wrong. We're gonna be all mixed up.
We have Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan.
Okay, first
we're not getting any libertarians.
Democrat. Republican.
Uh-huh.
Now
This one is interesting.
I feel like.
So yeah, this is
Democrat. Republican.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some Democrat. No, actually, this is a Republican Democrat. That hot take.
Okay.
Ooh.
I feel it's I'm going wild card. I actually do think it's the other way around, but I feel like it'd be funny for Ilana to try and trick us. So this is a Michigan tweet. Maybe.
I can see that.
Yes.
I can see that.
Sorry to bother you. Oh.
Save for democracy can go either way.
It really can. Again, going back to the Old Navy fit.
The Old Navy fit.
Skinny jeans. I'm gonna say this is a Democrat. I don't know what party she's from.
I could see this being Michigan.
Yeah, but is it a Republican or a Democrat?
Right, this is true.
Because if I'm saying, we don't know these are not the same race, I guess, because of how this tweet is phrased. But these could both be Republican or Democrat women to me.
Yeah.
I think middle-aged political women, they can toe the lines. I'm gonna go Democrat. Now, so this one...
This is a bit hard. This is hard.
I'm feeling Republican because of the talk about the open field. Well, if we got an open field...
I would say Arizona.
Yeah, you think Arizona? Is it cold there yet? I don't know.
Okay.
If it is in Pennsylvania has some big high school gyms. So
That's true.
I don't
know if this is the flex.
I don't know if this is slam dunk. They think it is. It's so hard with the context removed. What is it showing us? Context is important. Oh, this is Democrat. Right?
Manufacturing more stuff in America. Making our tax system fair is interesting.
It could.
But that's also like a very...
Yeah, taking on corporate greed. But everybody likes to say that.
Standing up to China.
Who would have 10 houses? Like their opponent, again, is an established person.
Right. That could be... Yeah, that's...
Does Dr. Oz have 10 houses?
None of them are in Pennsylvania.
The emojis are giving Republican. Wow. Going to show that the Democrats and Republicans have more in common than I wish they did.
The horseshoe theory.
Yay! We got the jump part
We
too.
did!
There we go. Light work. We're gonna get the restaurant.
Oh boy. Yeah, no.
I think we got the states. Now we've got Katie Hobbs. Did we get it right? We did.
Yeah, because the border wall.
I don't know if we said governor or not.
I think we did.
Okay.
No, we did because of the state. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Katie, now I wonder if this was an awkward. This was the donut tweeter. I want to say. What if one of these was the donut tweeter and one was the but they don't say open air zone. Anyways, Hillary.
U.S. House candidate, Michigan District 3. I think that's what it is?
Yep.
And then John Gibbs, their opponent. I hate how predictable these were. It was like...
That's a very standard...
And I'm assuming Hillary's the one who tweeted the... Yeah, Hillary tweeted OPE. That was the OPE as outfit.
Wow. Let's see.
I told you! I knew that was a Democrat woman's skinny jeans. I knew it. Oh, she tweeted both of them!
Wow,
She had so many good ones.
And what did I say?
Donuts?
I said New York and Company Blazer, Democrat woman. Kari Lake.
Okay.
This is such an empty tweet.
John Fetterman.
There you go.
Okay.
Dr. Oz does have 10 houses.
None of them in Pennsylvania.
So the emojis, even though giving Republican, were not indicative of a Republican.
Where is the plus L plus ratio?
Yeah, come on, John.
I feel like that just shows how overused a lot of talking points are. Where it's kind of like you see something and you're like, oh god, this again.
Yeah. I mean, I think our initial, guesses of what party tweeted what were accurate. And so, it's just very obvious. John, your tweets, good stuff. Dr. Oz just can't keep up. Politics aside, John Fetterman has some banger tweets. Some banger tweets. It is interesting. Some of these races I don't think I would have been super exposed to. I now seeing these names, I've seen them, and I know that these are tight and important races, but I doubt that Hillary would be on my timeline. My personal Twitter timeline.
At the end of this, do you think Twitter is a useful tool for campaigning?
I think you have to be on Twitter if you're running a campaign.
That's the thing, yeah. Which is interesting with the current news now.
Did you have a favorite tweet?
Donut. I love that donut tweet.
I think I like the donut tweet for the fun tweets. I think 100% sedition free and sedition curious is so funny to me personally. So I've got to go with John Fetterman for this more serious tweets. But the donut one, I want to grab lunch with Hillary now. That's what she wanted.
It's a very human, very human tweet.
I also want to reiterate that you cannot win Twitter. Even all these tweets that we're oh, that's cute. There's probably a million quote replies saying crazy stuff. This is a direct message to anyone who's considering running for public office. If you want to have a Twitter, please start fighting because I want to see it personally.